history buff, so I was very excited about touring the home and knew a lot about
Hello, beautiful, sexy human souls. Welcome to Center of Light in the Cave. What is the cave? Fantastic question. Deserves a fantastic answer. The cave is you. First and foremost, you are the cave. We want to cave into ourselves to find greater meaning, greater possibility, greater truth, greater reality. Tonight is Center of Light, the cave, from slave to brave. From slave, the monkey, to being so brave that we're willing to climb Mount Everest if that's what it takes. If it takes 1,000 years, take your shoes off, it's gonna get cold, and you start walking. That's what the cave is. To go into a space of spiritual samadhi. There's nobody else but you. You and your maker. What do you make of that? It could be you doing what you love every day. Gardening, caring, being a mom or dad, or working a job, or working your passion, hopefully. Playing your passion, hopefully. So tonight is Center of Light, the cave, slave to brave. Beyond time and space. Have you simply sat back long enough, even short enough, simply to reflect on what could be beyond time and space? Well, my friend, that is the most delicious, fantastic question anybody can ever pose to themselves. What lies, which is the truth, it's not a lie. See the little wordplay there? What lies beyond time and space? That, wow. And it's there. It's always been there. It's not going anywhere. What lies beyond time and space? You know what the answer is? You. How can you not lie beyond time and space? You are eternal. Whether your existence is joyful or otherwise, you are still eternal. So tonight we're going to incorporate this maiden voyage with Pulse Talk Radio in the UK. I think it's Durham County. I'm their guinea pig. Vice versa. But I'm grateful and blessed with Carl Warr allowing me this opportunity to broadcast to the UK, all across the world, but it is a UK platform, so thank you, Carl. So I'm going to be flipping screens. So I'm going to make this presentation into the cave part of this main voyage with this new possibility, potential. It lies beyond time and space. Time, what is time? It's grinding. As we keep trying to finding something, and we're always binding ourselves to that which we think we're looking for. That's something. The something you're looking for looks like you in the mirror, but that's not even it either, because it lies beyond time and space. So tonight I'm going to integrate this presentation with my promotion, Pulse Talk Radio promotion. I'm going to be looking at screens, so bear with me, have fun with me. It's all trial and error. It's all trial by fire. When you walk into the cave of Samadhi to meet, greet, be with your maker, you might as well take your shoes off. Why? Because where you're going, you won't need shoes, because you will be integrating with the consciousness of the fact and the truth and the reality that you are a being of pure light. Why do you need shoes? You're walking on holy ground. Moses. You might as well leave your religion behind. My religion behind. Anything that we do religiously, because in the presence of that very absolute infinity, everything will get shattered. Nothing else mattered until you come to the realization of this point. At this point in your life. So what is the actual point? Maybe there is none at all. Are you joyful? Consistent? Hello everyone, good to see you. Keith Anthony Blanchard, the Center of Light, the Cave. From slave to brave. We're speaking about beyond time and space. That which is beyond. We're conditioned, trying to get beyond the time and space conditioning into some cool air conditioning. But right now in Memphis, Tennessee, we don't need any air conditioning because I have a snowbank outside of my house of about 12 inches. This is not normal. Let me look at my notes. But I do want to say before I look at my notes, hello everyone on Pulse Talk Radio in the chat room. But Carl did say he was going to do his best to get it on Pulse Talk Radio, which would be the audio only. So if you are there, I'm acknowledging you. So thank you. Let me look around to see what's happening because this is a trial by fire. Give me a sec. Everything looks good on the chat room of Pulse Talk. Fantastic. Everybody on YouTube is saying, what's up? Robert Harrison, Mary Dawn, Serene, Rena. She says everything. Carl, my sister, Rena says everything looks good as well on Pulse Radio. So everyone is doing the work. So thank you for your support. So for those who are curious as to why my screen is so dark and red, it's because I'm trying to simulate being in a cave with fire and lanterns and background kind of thing. As to why you hear this delicious Indian flute. Indian flute. The cave of Samadhi applies to everybody, but it's from a Hindi tradition. They go into a cave in the Himalayan mountains, they light a fire, and they hunker down, and they're not going anywhere. Who are the they? Monks, men, women, those of us who really want to be in the divine fire, the place of all purification, where nothing higher can ever happen. Nothing is beyond that exaltation. There is nothing. So we want to get there. So what we do is we take off our shoes and we walk on sacred ground and we throw off the cloak, the choke of our religion. It doesn't mean your faith walk. It means that which we do religiously that binds us to this earth. So in the cave of Samadhi tonight is beyond time and space. Earth is involved, but we have to evolve to the place beyond the earth so we can become the very embodiments of heaven on earth. What is that worth to you? In all mirth, it's not so funny after all. It's quite literal and very serious. The cave of Samadhi. Because for eternity, you may have experiences with loved ones. I get it. That's fleeting. You may pass away and rejoin with those loved ones. And to some degree, that actually, as well, is fleeting. Because beyond the earth plane and what we would actually think or call is the heavenly plane, is something even more sane than that. And it's beyond the sameness of all that, which is the unusual, the unbridled spirit, where there are no rules whatsoever. Shoots morality right out the window, doesn't it? What about my ethics out the other window? So now what? That's the question. The question is now what? The question is always now what? No matter how illumined you may think you are, including myself, the question on the tip of the tongue should always be now what? It should be a tickler on the brain. Now what? Simply now what? You don't have to, in fact, choose not to expect in the questioning of yourself of now what you think it may look like when it arrives, because it will arrive the way you think like. And you will get the sameness. The now what should be virgin. Wow! Your now what should be a pure virgin now what? Boy, that just moved right through me. Wow. Your now what should be a virgin. Never penetrated by the male spirit, the male dominance, the hardness, the testosterone, the strength of the male in this regard. It's not about the male being hard. It's about the softness of the divine bosom of your cosmic mother, sister or brother. That is beyond time and space. It's that which gives birth to everything in time and space. But here's the deal. It's not that hard. Who do you think you are? Where do you think you are? What do you think you are? Do you think you are a something at all? Do you exist? Do you feel that you exist forever? And forever, you will have that experience until you change your model. Model that. There's nothing else. You hear that flute? It's daunting. It's haunting. It's wanting you to follow it into this very mysterious place. And it sounds dark. Cool. Because it's only through the dark will you ever illuminate God. Because in the areas of your life that you are illuminated, you already see the truth. So it's calling. And it's wanting. And it's saying, follow me. You won't like it. It's not you may not like it. You won't like it at all. But you heard the call as to why you have no choice, Luke, to walk into the wilderness to face your Darth Vader. It may happen that your head will be severed. Actually, you should almost want to kind of lean into the idea. Because some part of you, to be reborn in the Christ fire, has to die, has to burn in the fires of worship, divine love. It is a divine fire. Because forever it changes, forever it consumes, but yet forever it brings forth spirit, that which is lifted, that which turns back into spirit. It turns within itself over and over and over. It's there for those to see and for those who choose to hear it. That's what the cave is. You take off your shoes. You don't need them. You may need your shoes when you're working in the garden, I get it. But you don't need your shoes as a philosophy of how you beat your feet upon this earth. You should always walk softly on the earth. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that you don't step hard because you weigh however much you weigh. Walking softly on the earth has to do with how you stand within yourself. Sometimes a powerful note is beneficial. Ask a tuba player. Ask a drummer. Sometimes it requires flute. Cute, isn't it? So tonight is Center of Light, the cave, beyond time and space. What is beyond time and space? Until we begin to integrate on a conscious level that I am beyond time and space is not available or possible for any of us. Beyond. To infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear. When I get into the cave, it's different from my interviews on Center of Light Radio. It's different when I do my presentations. When I get into the cave, I come in here and I get very raw. I get naked. I get vulnerable. I go into places within myself that I share. And if anyone cares to listen, do you dare? I just share. I get raw. I don't care what people think about me. I care what people think, but I don't care what people think. In this place is a freedom that will only happen and move you beyond time and space. Because in the expression of your true self is naturally, supernaturally beyond time and space. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTube. I appreciate all of you. Rena, Robert, Zita, Sue, everyone. Thank you so much. Everyone, let me look at Facebook over here. And listen live. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. I'm going to take a short song break. Going to be right back. We're going to move further into paradox. We're going to move further into moving beyond time and space. My bestseller, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, you can now find on Amazon. Keith Anthony Blanchard, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. You can use that same link to go there if you've read the book and leave me a review. Also, I'm about to play you a piece of music of a spiritual band, my spiritual project called Lavender Soul. I don't usually do breaks in the middle of the cave, but I will tonight because I'm learning feedback from all of this, because this is the main voyage of my hopefully long-lasting relationship beyond time and space with Pulse Talk Radio. So thank you everyone for participating, being here, simply just being your sexy human self. Gonna be right back. Let's see what we're gonna play tonight that seems beyond time and space like. why not we hold to the theme? Sounds a little sappy, but if you fall into the spirit of it, you will only get the song. If you go beyond time and space. I'll see you shortly. You're loved.
I lift you up to your most high. Cherish the time when you walk by. I see you in my life for all time. I've touched your face 1,000 lifetimes. I know the way you talk in rhymes. The breath you take is part of mine. As you float before my eyes, you touch my hand, it makes me cry. Touch my hand, just to know you're there. Just to know you're there. So here we go again, like lessons with a friend. Another chance to let love in. And in another life, our eyes will meet one more time. I see you in my life for all time. As you float before my eyes, touch my hand, it makes me cry. Just to know you're there.
Hello, all you sexy human creatures. Welcome to Center of Light. Right off the get-go, share this to you all. It may reach someone who is reaching for the golden ring just like you. What is the golden ring? It's not what you think. It is what you want. It may come through the guise of what you think it is. Instead of going for the superficial aspect of it, when you move to the deeper layer, that which is meaningful, the real reason, it becomes the season of your harvest. I want you to be a joyful, sexy, beautiful human being. You owe me nothing. Gina says, it's cool, Keith. You demand. We're going to get real. It's yours for the taking. We're all looking for bliss. Burst of light. I'm going to empower you. I'm going to get down to some beeswax, cosmic broham, oink, to say I love you. Flagship Mother Earth, this way. Inward is upward, and that is forward. Powerful. Any thought that you have that is not of the highest ideal contains self-sabotage. Ride, Captain, ride upon your mystery ship. I'm holding on because I'm scared to death of the changes that are happening in the world, the changes that are happening within me, but I'm living in the old world paradigm and I'm going nowhere. I'm bored out of my skull. That's called insanity. I'm already feeling it coming to every fiber of my being, though I have no idea about the future timeline of where this is going because I don't care. I just know that I am living in that joy in this moment. This way. In is the way out, where you are in your being, your experience. If you want joy, ecstasy, and peace beyond you've ever had in your being, because when you're inward, you don't need anything. And therefore, you have everything. Why would you believe anything when you can know everything? So now we went from this very tiny, minute little possibility of self to an explosion of infinite possibility in God. Metaphor for up. We always known God to be up. When we have these connections with spirit, then our life moves forward. Welcome back to Center of Light in the Cave. It's been a while, and a friend of mine who I never met, you're all my friends. In fact, you're all my family. Keith Hill in the UK. I'm joining forces with pulsetalkradio.com. So thank you, Carl, and everyone that's affiliated with this wonderful platform that I'm excited to be a part of. Said, Keith, you haven't gone into the cave lately. I said, well, there ain't no caves around me. I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. No, but I haven't, and I miss it. I love this place, this model in my consciousness, the cave. I feel vulnerable. I like feeling vulnerable. People can exit, people can come in by the door. It doesn't matter to me. This is where I'm going to express myself fully. In my radio interviews that I do as a host with guests, this is a format I follow. When I do it as a teacher, in my presentations, there's somewhat of a format I follow. In this regard, I follow no format. I use this as an excuse to move beyond the cave tonight, which is beyond time and space. It allows me to be in this place and feel a lot more grace when I do things a little more structured, if you will. So tonight is beyond time and space. So I want to share with you something that's been flooding my wall lately, which is a martial artist, the greatest one that we know about, Bruce Lee. Well, doesn't mean he's the best, which he's definitely one of them, or if not, the. But he had a lot of philosophy, and it supports tonight's presentation of being in the cave of samadhi. Take your shoes off. You won't need them when you are made of pure light. You're facing your creator, that space of union. This is my intention when I come into the cave. I want to be with creator. Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, an ice cream sandwich. It doesn't matter. That which makes me feel the most joyful. I want to be in that presence of that thing, because in that There is nothing, there is no thing, but yet there's everything. It doesn't require a name. The joy, the bliss, and the ecstasy says it all. Labels get in the way. So we need to get out of the way. So in support of the title of tonight, which is Beyond Time and Space, Bruce Lee says, wow. When we suddenly awake to the realization that there is no barrier, time, but there's no barrier of time. Oh, so now it can exist in space. You've always existed in space. But also, you've always existed beyond time, but your consciousness may be deadlocked into this time and time frame, in this time game. When we awake to the realization that there is no barrier and never has been, one realizes underlined that one is all things, mountains, rivers, grasses, trees, sun, moon, stars, universe, are all oneself. There is no longer a division or barrier between myself and others. No longer any feeling of alienation or fear that is nothing apart from oneself and therefore nothing to fear. Realizing this results in true, oh my God, true compassion. Because why would you not have compassion for a different fractal, fraction, fragment of the one self that you are? Why would you treat it without love and tenderness and kid gloves? And how a true kid actually loves above anything else. Wow. Other people and things are not seen as a part of oneself, but on the contrary, as one's own body. Moving forth with another Bruce Lee message, philosophy. If you always put limits on everything you do, tonight a center of light beyond time and space. If you always put limits on everything you do, physical or anything else, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits. There are no plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go. How you like this alignment? Beyond them. So center of light in the cave is beyond time and space. Have you ever had glimpses in your experience that you were beyond time and space? Have you? That's it. So how, well, Keith, that's fantastic. I get what you're talking about because I have had them. How to get back there? It's not a getting back to them. Your wanting of them is the verb. But don't be too hard in the wanting. Because the wanting of it, the nature of wanting is earthbound in and of itself. The wanting can be an intention, as I mentioned. But wanting too much is like throwing a small pebble in a still pond. You pick up a pebble. It's a non-breezy day, so the pond is like glass. You pick up a pebble, which is your intention, and you're wanting something greater. I don't mean more cost-effective, more financial. That's not what I mean. You want something greater. It could include that. It does include that. You just want something greater, and you pick up this small stone and you throw it in a still pond, and it goes boop, and you send out a ripple to Creator, to your Father, to your Mother, and say, I'm asking you to send me this thing. And the Creator with unconditional love says, sure, you can have it. How much of it do you want? I'll give you all that you want, conscious or not. Beyond time and space. You will always get what you want because you are beyond time and space. The gifts are already given. It's simply you're asking. It doesn't give it to you. It just gives you the capacity to see what's always been around you, up and down you. See, it's like a innocent child's coloring book. It's not hard. It's not sweat, muscle, 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 sweat, 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 dig, dig, dig. That is intention as well. But can you intend and conserve energy? That is even more recognized and acknowledged by the level of consciousness and the knowledge of power that we move to when we're simply that clear. It's not hard. Yanavaism is not hard. When the mind is clear, my dear, there's nothing to fear, because you understand that I am not only this clear mind, I am beyond the mind completely, but it's the clear mind from the level of God. That is the first other idea, which is, I am God first. At the throne of God, this is what God thinks. I just am that I am. The next possible idea is, I am that I am. I have a clear mind. That makes two. I am that I am, and I am under the understanding and awareness that I have a clear mind. Everything from this point in dissension creates distortion. It doesn't mean that other levels, so to speak, in a tier level is distorted. It's basically saying that the I am and the clarity of I am and that which lies below in this hierarchy begins to manifest in a physical way. So it's our job as light workers, prophets, profiteers, that which we will profit from the currency of those before us that paid the dividends. And you can take this to the bank, that we finally achieve a spiritual, financial liberation. Abundance. What is your spiritual net worth, Bill Gates? You have to want to live in beyond time and space. Time and space may seem like a beautiful possibility. Well, granted, it will always be that for everyone, forever. In fact, that is what is created and sustains everything forever. Infinite possibility. So anything that you think, anything you can dream up, it doesn't belong to you. You have not thought of it. It's always existed. The dreams you think you have in your head and in your heart and in your belly, if you have a fire in your belly, it doesn't belong to you. You are just a receiver picking up on the cosmic antenna of that which is already created, and you're just choosing simply to dial in to that which is beyond time and space. Time and space takes time. We live in time. No doubt that a beautiful space like a day at the beach with your loved ones, your friends, whatever it is. And when you're in that kind of space, time simply flees from you. That's why when you do what you love in the cave of your own samadhi, and your life is on fire, and you acquire to go higher, time will flee from you. When you do what you love for 3 hours, you look at the clock, oh my God, where did time go? You go to a dentist's office for 45 minutes, and you're living in impatient hell. Impatient well, that wellspring will constantly cough up everything that you are wanting to drink. Likewise, if you think differently, you will get differently. Do you want something beyond time and space? So now that you understand in this layout the definition of what I brought forth about what time and space is, it's that place in you that when you simply look at your newborn child or your grandbaby or whatever it is that is not only just cool, But I use the birth of a new child on purpose because it is very fragile. There is nothing in the universe. Wow! I can feel this wellspring move through me. There is nothing in this universe more fragile than a newborn child. Fragile not only meaning ability to be broken really quick. Fragile meaning that which is precious, that which is eternal, that which is infinite, that which is delicate, that which is like a fragrance. You can wipe a brand new child's ass and use the diaper and throw it in the trash, and they smell like idea. You understand? It's delicate, it's purple, it's lavender, it's fragrant, it's royal, it's regal, it's majestic. That's the land of forever. It's your cosmic mother. The father principle will hammer it home, but your mother principle will leave it alone and support you and allow you just to be as you are and cradle you in her bosom and give you her divine teat so you can suckle the milk, the honey, the land that belongs to you. So where is this sacred, philosophical, prophetic land? If I was to ask you this question, what is this? You would say, well, Keith, that's my arm. So speaking of land, I would ask you, who is the landlord, who is the landlord of that very arm that I asked you the question about? That is the answer to all of our quandaries, all of them. Moves us into the garden. It moves us into the fire. It moves us into the cave of Samadhi. My unity with God. I understand you have a practical life. I have one. We can still be illumined and live practically, but in all actuality, we need to move beyond the constraints and confines of the mind that says, this is how it has to go down. I understand you have a family. It's your obligation and your spiritual duty to provide. I'm asking you to release yourself from the confines of that which you have always abide. Don't go without, go inside. That's the ride. That's the place you want to go. Just stop. My little cat I've been having for quite a few months. I've been almost having her a year. I'm considering I have to give her away. Not because she's back, she's beautiful. I can't give her the time, nor the space she deserves. So I have to send her away in love. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet. Because in my love is infinite. It's not about me, it's about her. And what weighs on me is about me. I don't like it. I don't have to like it. But I have to step. If I do. You see, sometimes, more so than not, when you love, it's supposed to hurt. Ish. It reminds you of what is important. And what is important is beyond time and space. But when we get better at living in the cave of Samadhi and falling into the divine fire, the purity, we lose such guilt, which is, I feel bad for letting my cat go, if you will. So I had a talk with her today, a little bit before this presentation. If it happens between now and tomorrow at 5, when said person is going to pick her up, I'm open to change. This can happen. But because of my love for you, and I want you to be happy where your life is busy as a young cat that you are, I'm going to release any form of feeling bad about it with my love I have for you when I release you with this other person. My intention is to move beyond time and space. So what if time and space had a sound? What would it sound like? my little cat, metaphor, analogous. Apply it to something in your life. Your cat, whatever, but for me, this is my cat. And I hold her in my hand and in my heart. And this is my intention to say, I am willing to wake up tomorrow morning and have this realization that says blah, 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 blah. And I will pray. And if it doesn't, my intention is before I go to sleep tonight to do this. Here is the soul's tines, the tines of a tuning fork. It's called tines. And I'm going to strike it because this is me, my intention, which is I'm asking, be it about your job, about your lover, about whatever it is. In my situation, it's my cat because I love her. So I strike the tines of God and I say, I need your help. And I let it resonate as long as it possibly can, because that's my intention. I want it to linger in Foreverland. I want it to just be there. Sounds like idle words. It's not. These are true practices, and it doesn't require anything at all. Well, this sounds like, it doesn't, in fact, it doesn't sound like anything. It wants nothing from you. It wants everything for and through you, to do you, beyond what you've ever allowed to happen. That's it. Can you just simply sit in your chair, lay in your bed, listen to a great piece of music, eat a wonderful bite of food? Could that truly be your religion? Religion meaning you're doing something religiously over and over because it always makes you feel joyfully or blissfully. That is the path. Well, Keith, I can't just sit here in my chair all day and eat strawberries. That is in time and space. Don't you want to go beyond time and space and sit on your throne? Maybe in your king or queendom, you can do exactly that. You can sit in a chair and just eat strawberries. That idea is potent in infinity, infinite potential. Point being, are you seeing the ideas being extrapolated here? It's not hard. It's never been hard. Are you? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's you. You are the wizard. You are the warlock. You are the sorcerer, the child of God, the source of creation. So if God is the source, then I am a child, then I have the same potential as my parent, provided a good parent passes it on to their offspring, balanced and conscious. You see, this is the level that is yours, indubitably. It's yours. It's mine. The very fact that we are speaking about it is making it so. John Lennon proved it. Imagine all the people living life in peace. He was genius. He said, imagine. He tricked you. He hypnotized you. In the word imagine, there are no countries. Imagine. He already brought you into the field of infinite possibility beyond time and space. He set up the entire arena. He said, imagine, and he brought you into the land of what most people would call make-believe, but I'm telling you, the invisible realm is more real than the corporeal physical plane. Imagine, he brought you into the level of his spirit, which is, I can see. Imagine. So the truth of who you are in your life and what you're receiving through this platform, not me, but through this platform, on all these platforms, the fact that you've attracted this in your life is saying, I told you how special you were. And it's not me, it doesn't look like me, it looks like you when you look in the mirror. In fact, you looking at me is you looking in the mirror. Because beyond time and space, it should not be any clearer or any dearer to you that all there is you. One hand. Well, this is Keith. This is me. This is my mom, my dad, my friend. You might see the fingers in the empty space confusing you and helping you to believe that you're separate. The question simply becomes, are you looking at the whole hand? That which gives rise to the fingers in the first place. When you understand that, in the first place, you give rise to your beautiful first place self. The one that won the first place award. I'm in first place and you got your blue ribbon. Same lesson, different application. Always. There's only really one lesson, one blessing, and it's fragmented. There's only really one mirror. And God was so excited about his creation, he stumbled upon himself and he dropped the mirror and it shattered everywhere. And every one of those pieces in his fumbling, if you will, for divine comedy is you and you and you and me and we. Pick up your piece. Pick up your piece. The piece. Pick yourself up. Use your piece of self to move in a greater whole piece. And that way the mirror that was shattered will begin to refashion itself and come back to wholeness. Because you can bet that when we put all the pieces back together, the wholeness of who we are in the cave of Samadhi, beyond time and space, the one face and the grace will come shining through. And it won't look like any of us. It won't even have a look to it. It will have something that we don't even understand what it could possibly be on any level of the senses. Sight, smell, touch, taste. What's the other one? Sight, smell, touch, taste, whatever it is. Hearing. It's beyond all that. These are only components and fragments and pieces of coal and the divine fire. But the whole fire is really where you want to be. Well, I can speak for myself. It's where I choose to be. A part of you, in closing, a part of you is going to die. You are going to die, period. That part of you that is corporeal. Analogously, a part of you is going to die when you step into the fire of the cave. That's the intention in the first place. I assume to know everything until I choose to move into the cave, because I want to go from slave and to become brave. You mountain climber, you have to climb Mount Everest and be willing to endure the elements. One of those elements is fire. On the top of that mountain, you can bet your sweet butt it's cold as shit up there. Another element. So you finally reach the summit. Where's the summit? I can tell you Mount Everest is across the world. Someone can tell you here or there. If you're looking for Mount Everest, you won't find it. If you're looking for yourself, you will climb it. And I will meet you at the top. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. This was a test run with my relationship now with pulsetalkradio.com. Please feel free to go to that website and stomp all over that beautiful, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous website. Very well done. Powerful spiritual teachers there. Check it out. pulsetalkradio.com. I'm going to play maybe one more song. Going to come back shortly. Going to exit. Going to spend some time with my little kitty and ask her if she really needs to go in a non-selfish way. I got work to do. She means a lot to me. She's opened up a beautiful, powerful door beyond time and space. So much so it hurts me. But so much so I love her. So I have a choice to make. Lavender Soul, be right back.
Remember that all things are possible.
All things are possible.
You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
Above and look at your life, and you see the life you live. Can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose that you realize. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Time for you to plan out your life, seeing what you do by your own design. It's all up to you to make it what you can. It's of your own free will. What don't you understand? Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Make a
Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Keith Anthony Blanchard here, Center of Light. We're in the cave of Samadhi, being with Spirit. Just being with Spirit because you love it. What else can you do? What else do you have? What else do you want? Beyond time and space. What is beyond time and space? Well, for starters, you are. But what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. It means what you want it to mean. Take yourself to the edge of time and space and place yourself there. And guess what? When you do just that, you've already placed yourself in another conundrum. Place yourself beyond that, and beyond that, and beyond that. And then the walls get thinner and they ever fade. This is the path for every spiritual aspirant, no matter the walk, creed, code, talk, or sect. No matter who you are. In fact, all religions get shattered in the presence of God. They just simply disappear because you're standing in front of infinity. If God lived way before in religion and will live beyond religion, religion is just an idea that we do this couple of thousand years until we go back to creator consciously, all of us. So if God was that, is that, was that, always will be that before religion ever started. So God is not about the religion. The religion is an attempt to understand that which is beyond time and space. Yanavaism, Yanava, that's my spiritual name. Ya, heart, God, will, power, passion. Na, the mind, especially when it's clear, so nothing encumbers and or filters the Ya, the God in your heart. And the Va is the backbone that carries out the passion, the will, the fire of Creator. The mind is clear, so nothing gets in the way. And so the backbone can carry out. You become of service to all. Yanava. Yanava. It's you at your essence. So I'm going to leave you with a passage from my new bestseller, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. Carl from PulseTalkRadio.com did say he was going to do his best. Not only that they can see this in the virtual video media room, the chat room, which is the link, but he was going to try to get the audio version of it for PulseTalkRadio.com for the radio station. So if you are hearing me, and Carl did actually do that, and Carl, if you didn't, thank you for trying. And if you did, hello everyone. Keith Anthony Blanchard here, Center of Light Radio, centeroflightradio.com or KeithAnthonyBlanchard.com or Center on YouTube, youtube.com/Center of Light Radio. Either way, thank you, welcome, I appreciate you. I'm going to close with something from my new bestseller, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, about how, presentation's fine, we all want to know how to do a something so we can achieve the very landmark the presentation is said to be trying to get me to. Here is the key to your spiritual Ferrari. Get into gear. Here we go. My dialogue with Spirit. All Spirit says, all who seek divinity, that which is beyond time and space, all who seek divinity must live a life free from wanting, for that is the source and cause of spiritual bondage. As long as one is constantly wanting, which we talked about earlier, one will only fall farther away from the selflessness of grace and into the selfishness of ego. The ego mind is the cloth that veils consciousness, that which is beyond time and space. Your wants are its threads, but when you give up your constant state of wanting, the ego threads will fall away and the cloth will disappear, revealing your true nature. Oh my God, that is delicious. Revealing your true nature. Not only your true nature, you are super nature, supernatural. God is beyond the nature that we can even conceive of, that which is supernatural. Revealing your true nature, the pure, genuine self that is the soul, Yanava. God realization will happen when you finally free yourself from the brain, the senses, the mind, the wanter. Once you break out of your finite little prison of individuality, you will become conscious, enlightened, one with the cosmic power. Thus, man reaches God. My God, how delicious is that? I will see you soon. Stop thinking. Stop trying to do everything. I understand doing gets things done. I get it. Find yourself in the doing and the why you are doing it and the doing of it. Rise above it. Do what you love doing. Do it softer, better, more delicious. See you soon.